Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, I got my loose fitting shirt on. Don't worry about that. I am not sick. I am not dying. I just look sick. I'm kind of sick, but I'm not dying. Well, we're all dying. So yeah, I am dying. Actually, I am sick. So I'm sorry. I lied. But this year, yeah, we talk about it at the end of the year all the time. You know, some of us we already fucked up our New Year's resolutions. Me, I got a little creative. Not really creative. I decided that I was going to take my time with New Year's resolutions because I kind of already had it in my mind what I wanted to do coming into the new year. So the gears were kind of already shifting. Um, but but now, well, today, because I usually have to go in in the morning as far as work goes. I'd be so fucking tired when it's done. But today, I'm going in a little later, so I'm able to get some of the things done that I was planning on doing this year. So a part of it is going to be me actually writing down resolutions, and I mean you call them resolutions, but really it's just like what do you want to do more of? What do you want to do? What do you want to do less of? You know, just shit like that. Um, so I was never bothered. I didn't feel like I was racing uh, any against any clock. You know, like nothing was really ticking down for me. But I feel the energy. The energy is much different these days around these parts. So it's definitely best that you that I capitalize now. You know. Um, so um, so grow. All right. Um, and that can mean many things. But in order to grow, if you take the your lawn into consideration, you want to get rid of the weeds. You know. So you can put down that fertilizer and those seeds, and you can water it, and let the sun do what it does. Similar thing to our very own lives. We've been hanging around weeds too fucking long, and we can't grow that way. We already know that because as above, so below. So I mean, we like to separate ourselves from nature, but if you pay attention to nature, we're actually um, not that different at all. It's just that nature never actually forgot who it was. Nature just kept on doing what nature does, and that's just grow naturally until what the fuck. So that's got to be the thing for us. But we're geniuses nowadays. We tell ourselves when we stop growing. Um, oh, after puberty or after our second puberty or however that works, we just say, okay, well, this is it. This is as tall as I'm going to get. Or, oh, I have this disease, so that's it. I had this amount of kids, so that's it. We're so um, we're so smart that we learned how to put limits on ourselves. You know, with all this ability, we give ourselves disabilities. We choose to hang around people who make us feel comfortable as opposed to people who intimidate us because they are out here getting it. I would rather be uncomfortable by being around a bunch of masters as opposed to feeling comfortable around people who actually don't really serve my greatest good. We just have good times and we get fucked up. We don't talk about the world. We don't talk about the future because we're so afraid that we create our own coffin, if you will. We stay in that motherfucker until we actually die. Thank you, Willie James. Yeah, so we're just making coffins for ourselves as opposed to actually wanting to feel the ongoings of this world. I want to feel the pain. I want to feel the ache. I want to feel all of it. It's how we grow. If you go to the gym, you know exactly what I mean. This pain begets growth. If you went to the gym and you just got into a lot of, you just got pain and no growth and shit like that, there would be no incentive. So you wouldn't do all of that. You wouldn't do that fucking labor. You're not necessarily getting paid to go to the gym. I mean, some people are physical trainers and shit, but that's kind of beyond the point that I'm making right now. Like if it was just pain and no growth, you wouldn't do it. But we tricked ourselves into believing that if it that it just has to feel good all the fucking time and that's it. And that's what's hurting our growth. You see, you got roses and pieces of grass and shit just growing through concrete growing through your driveway and shit like that. Because it's just going to keep going until water flows. It may hit rocks, it may go through rocks and all types of shit, but it's still going to keep going in constant motion. That's the genius for us. And it's not really all that genius at all. It's just doing what it's supposed to be, natural. You keep fucking going. No matter what situation we're in, you stay in the game long enough, you can live to see those things get better so long as you stay in motion. Now, I don't mean going around the fucking track like it's NASCAR. That's not really motion. After a while, it's so fucking redundant that you don't even have to think about it. You just fucking do it. You know, computers were built with the human brain in mind. So, just like a computer, things can be a bit automated after a while. Like, if you memorize a route like any old rat can do, you know, like rats, there was experiments on rats where they can memorize the exact route that they took to go get the cheese at the end of the maze. We humans, we do that as well, which could be beneficial, but also, you know, you could just be in motion. Like, for example, I guess a good way to utilize that is that if you you memorize the route, you memorize the way to work or wherever you're going, then you can, you know, let the GPS chill and you can listen to audiobooks. And it's also good because you know exactly where the turn going to be, so you can anticipate it, you can get over, you know, before it's before it's a last second thing for you. But the downside of it is you getting kind of complacent, not maximizing what you could be doing when things are on autopilot, so you end up going through the motions, you know? You end up going through the motions, and as a result, long-term result, you get nowhere. You never actually find out who you are. You stop asking those fucking questions, you know? A lot of us, because we're not being paid to think, we just don't. We leave that for somebody else who gets paid to think. We leave that for the teachers and the philosophers and the authors and all that shit. But no, you know, we fucking hate our jobs, but that's still all we seem to cater to, our jobs. You know, we want to be at our very best at a fucking job we don't even really care about. And then when we come home or before we leave, fuck us. Pay no attention to that shit, huh? You know, but we hate our job so much, man. You know, but at the same time, you know, there's a lesson to be learned here, because no matter if you hate your fucking job or not, you know that if you don't do what you have to do, you'll lose that fucking job. So for some reason, you can find it in you to persevere through a job that you hate. But when it comes to the things that you love, the things that you want for yourself, why can't we push through that? Because we keep letting ourselves off the fucking hook, and we can't grow that way. Like, fuck being tired. Fuck, you know, putting shit off until tomorrow, because tomorrow, it always feels good to think about. Like, damn, I got all this time tomorrow. No time today, but I got all this time tomorrow. Today, I can just do things that just feel absolutely wonderful. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with that, but over a sustained period of time, over a long period of time, it can be a problem, you know? I'm not telling you anything new. This is not something that I just came up with. I didn't discover this. I mean, it's fact-based, you know. You go through all the pleasures now, and you're going to have to deal with the pain later. You go through a little bit of pain, necessary pain now, and then you're going to have your pleasures later, you know. So many ways, so many ways to go about that, but it's better to have that pain of going towards something you want, as opposed to having the pain of regret, you know, shame, and you know all those things that come along with it. Like, damn, I left a lot of fucking meat on the bone. I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. You know, I wish I would have spent more time with this person. I wish I would have spent less time with this person. You know, and then we'll look back at all the things we were afraid to do. But right now, I mean, look, man, it's 2018, and I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. I got a fucking, I have a daughter on the way, And I'd be fucking damn, like, I don't know what's in the cards for me, but I'd be damn if she has to go through what the fuck I went through. Because it's a lot of it actually is in my control. At the very least, when I die, I won't leave nothing behind. Like, she won't be left with nothing. You know? So that's who we gotta be thinking about. We got kids. We gotta think about our fucking kids. We gotta think about the future generation. And we need to stop being so fucking selfish. So what if we're fucking tired? We need to do more so we can have more for the people that will come after us. It doesn't fucking matter if we live to see it. We can't be so fucking selfish that we live just enough for us. And that's it. Then our kids gotta fucking figure it all out by themselves. There's nothing wrong with figuring it out. But having to figure it all out, that's just, it's stunting their growth in a way. Like, your children need to grow up around fucking winners. They need to grow up around people who are determined to fucking grow beyond what's expected. Because what's really expected that you can't even really put into words, but I'll try my best, our true nature, and I already said it, is to stay in constant motion. I don't know how we got to the point where we just fucking limit ourselves. And that all these magical fucking ongoings is just on the outside of us. It's on this fucking television right here. It's on the it's on the television. It's only on the big screen as well, or on the big stage. You go to a concert and you're standing up. I think that's how it works. I mean, you're standing up and see there's a stage that's above pretty much everybody else. Of course, so everybody can see. But still, I think it does something to us psychologically when we have to look up at some of these things. It's not something that we usually do. We usually fucking looking down for the most part. And I heard something similar to this. A lot of us, we don't want to look up because it hurts. We don't want to look up at the birds too long because it fucking hurts. We don't want to look up at the sun too long because it fucking hurts. You ever look up for like 2 minutes and then your fucking neck hurts after that? It's because you're not used to looking up. It feels so much easier to look down. Try it. You could do that shit all fucking day. In fact, when it does hurt, when you all arched over and shit, you got bad posture and you looking down. We know it fucking hurts, but we keep doing that shit anyway, looking down at the fucking phone. That ain't no fucking growth. Real fucking growth is going against the fucking grain, which in my mind it's kind of confusing because it's not truly going against the grain of who we truly are at our most natural form. It's just what we've become as a whole. Like, that thinking small shit is nothing, man. Like, it's like growing in a fucking box. It's like some hydroponic type shit where you can only be as big as the fucking box. And I'm not sure if it works like that, but for example's sake, we can get no bigger than our fucking box is where we're at. Now, I'm not saying to think outside of the box and shit like that. It doesn't have to be a box at all. Doesn't have to be. We need to vibrate higher. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if it's fucking music. I don't care if you take LSD sometimes. I don't prefer it. But whatever can get you to that point where you start thinking beyond this fucking cranium here, besides your fucking rock ass head, beyond your fucking the limitations that you put on yourself, whatever can get you there, I'm alright with that. We need to do that as a whole, collectively. All of us, most of us looking around, we got these problems in the world. We see problems in the news and shit like that, and we all looking for somebody to fucking save us and shit like that. But what we really have on our hands is a fucking spiritual problem, it's spiritual warfare. More than ever, we're walking around like fucking AIs, not even, just doing things and not even fucking knowing why. It's fucking dangerous. You're raising kids, by the way. We're doing this shit because we don't realize that it's an eternal problem. All of this is just an illusion anyway in the fucking end. Only our fear makes a lot of this shit real. I'm telling you, our fear makes a lot of this shit real. And a lot of people who do things that seems effortlessly, they put you in awe. It's awe-inspiring. It's, it's amazing. It's likable. It's, people envy it and shit like that. They aren't moved by fear. That's why children, they make tremendous fucking growth, because they aren't necessarily moved by fear. They aren't moved by limitations, because you know what? Both of those fucking things, they keep you stagnant. They keep you stagnant. Okay? There would be no fucking airplane if everybody was fucking scared to touch the sky, There would be no airplane. And, and whatever, fire, whatever the fuck. It wouldn't be discovered if it weren't for, I guess, fearless, curious individuals. That's also a part of it. It's not just one thing. It's not just one thing that's going to allow us to grow. It's not just one thing that's going to allow your plants to grow, It's not just that one thing. There's I said it, you got to remove some things. You got to remove those proverbial weeds. You got to feed yourself with the fucking good stuff. Look around you, the shit that you're feeding yourself right now, you'll see the result of that in the fucking future. If you don't go out and you don't plant those fucking seeds, after removing those weeds, watering the fertilizer, sunshine and all that shit, if you don't do that, don't get mad next season, couple seasons, a couple fucking years from now, where you don't have any fucking vegetables. You don't have anything to fucking harvest. Like, where do you expect for this to come from? It's the damn lottery effect. Like, what do you expect? You think somebody gonna fucking save you? Look, most people don't give a fuck about you. You don't even give a fuck about you. So why would people around you give a fuck about you? Why? You need to start giving a fuck about you and less about what everybody else thinks about you and what they're doing with their own fucking life. Okay? Right now, you listening to me, or anybody who's fucking listening, you listening to me on social media. This can be such a beautiful thing for connecting with people, but we use it for some of the most toxic things. I'm sorry, but it's true. We got to give up a lot of this fucking vanity. And of course, you're mostly going to see it from women, as far as, oh, look how fucking pretty I am. Give me my likes. Say nice things about me. I'm not going to say anything back, but say nice things about me and make me feel a lot better about myself. Yeah, these couple hundreds of likes is going to keep me up here and keep you down there. Look at all these people worshiping me. I feel so much greater about myself. In 2018, I hope that being beautiful is not a fucking talent. It just is, okay? You're all fucking beautiful. You don't have to keep showing it off. Show off something else. Show me a skill. I'm into that. Again, you don't have to listen to a fucking word I say, but hey, look, it's where I am, okay? If you disagree, you disagree. You can tell me. That's fine. But being beautiful it just is. You don't need to fucking, you don't need to get your confidence boost from everybody telling you how beautiful you look and things of that nature. You don't need to tell everybody, oh, look what I'm about to do. Look what I'm about to do. See, we trick ourselves. Okay, let me tell you something. We trick ourselves into thinking that we actually accomplish something when we talk about what we're about to do. Those rise and grind people, and then they go right back to sleep or some shit. Or they just go, they say rise and grind on their way to the motherfucking, the liquor store or the weed man or some shit. Rise and grind. Even though, a lot of you motherfuckers are actually just putting yourself in a deeper hole. Ain't no fucking rise and grind. Because real success is silent. That's something that you're not going to see on social media. Real success is silent, okay? You get the highlight reel. You get the people in their new fucking 2018s and shit. The new house. The new, whatever fucking new thing. New shoes or something. I don't know what people go after these days. But it's that fucking highlight reel, The highlight reel and the low light reel. Like, we don't get that in between that's most imperative. Like, we don't get to see exactly why these people are so overjoyed or how they even got these things that they have. We don't get to see how people are so fucking miserable at the bottom. Like, we don't even really get to see that part. So for one, when we have the people at the bottom, when it comes to them, what they get a lot of sympathy, like, oh, oh, sorry to hear that. Oh, keep praising Jesus or whatever the fuck y'all do. Just keep doing that, or it'll get better. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I can't believe this is happening to you. And then we're like, oh, I can't believe this is happening to me. All these fucking things, but nobody really knows how you even got there. So you get sympathy, when you should probably get something else. I don't know. And then for the people at the top, the fucking highlights, they get a lot of praise, like, oh, congratulations. Oh, like, thank God, God did this for you. Oh, amazing. Wow, what a fucking life. And then you get a lot of envy, like, oh, man, I wish I could have that. Oh, man. Not knowing that you can fucking have that. You just don't know exactly what they had to do to get there. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, I can't speak on the numbers, but I'm sure there are people out there who are showing off something that they didn't work for. There's people who, and just like the people with the low lights, they're complaining about what they don't actually say this, but how they're feeling and shit is actually a result of what they did. Not everybody, but for some people, that's why it's really imperative to know exactly how one got to the other. That's why it's really imperative to read autobiographies, so you can hear from that person's perspective exactly how they got to there. And that's why books are actually still very powerful these days, because you're not going to get the autobiography on social media. You might not even get the fucking truth. You might not get anything tangible except for what you could have. Whether good or bad, you see, oh, I could have this, I could have that, but you got to connect your own dots. It's a much easier path to get to these things. But you got to be honest. A lot of us are just following trends, borrowing somebody else's emotions and stories and all types of shit. That's where we are now. So yes, it does run the risk of being extremely toxic. It does not have to be. A lot of you beautiful people out here have truly inspired me by some of the things that you have shown, some of your perspectives, and for others that I never met in actual life or on social media, you have taken this platform to do great things for yourself and your family and great strides for the future. So that's actually why I still frequent Facebook. I've cut down as far as the scrolling and all that shit, but there's a part of me that actually believes in social media, and hopefully we all grow as a unit, and we can use platforms like this for much better things. And so I can go on and on about this, but I hope somewhere in you can find exactly what you need to grow, and you got to be trusting of not, you got to trust the process. It's okay to not know exactly where you're going or all the things that you want. You just start from where you are. Practice some patience. And I tell you one thing. Yesterday I wasn't feeling all that well, but because I was supposed to go feed the homeless in Northwest DC. But I did go with my brothers to drop off the food, and I'm kind of glad that I did, even though it kind of crushed my heart. It kind of broke my heart, because I'm walking through the shelter. There's so many people. A lot of people look like me. A lot of black people. They weren't all addicts. A lot of people were just down on their fucking luck, but there were some, there were addicts and, people who were pretty beat up. And, you see, just people with low morale, because you can just feel it. As I walk through, I'm walking past people's beds. People are living here. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, wow, man, this, and like, I would feel so violated, like, damn, these people are like walking through essentially my room. Everybody is fucking lining up. There's a lot of talking. I wouldn't be able to have any silence and things like that. It was a really humbling experience for me, and one of my brothers, The other one stayed in the car. He didn't want to come. He didn't want to come in. But we were walking through that. It just really hit me. It was like, man, look, 2018 got to be extremely grateful. I got to be more grateful, man. Like, I'm not saying that they had their run and time is up for them, but where I am right now, I need to fucking capitalize. I need to fucking capitalize. Like I refuse. I just and maybe I don't have it all in me right now. I have room to grow. Obviously, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. But I need to start thinking about more than just me. And I mean I do, but I need to take that shit to a whole another level. Maybe I won't get to even a percentage of where I want to be until I actually hold this baby girl. But I understand that I consciously know that I can't just be thinking about myself. I can't just be thinking about myself. I can't save everybody. But if I am going to save somebody, it's got to start with myself. It's got to start with my fucking daughter. I need to watch how I treat women because I have not had the best track record, and I understand that. I've been extremely selfish in the past and manipulative and spiteful and hateful and deceitful, all those things, and I can't take that with me anymore. I can't take that with me because I want to show my daughter how she should be loved. I mean, there's no one way, but I'm gonna give her a good blueprint, a great blueprint to the best of my ability. And I just want to go from there. Like everything seems to be going by so fast, so I want to take the time that I do have to make great strides towards the future. I don't care where I'm going because some things are tangible, other things not so much. Some things it's just a feeling. It's those vibes, man. It's a vibrational thing, and I'm alright with that, So I can take care of the tangible things. Some things are just so fucking practical, but we don't want to go. We don't want to go out and do our little research. We don't want to. For some reason it may seem like it's too big or too high, and mind you, looking up hurts more than looking forward, which is not all bad, but and it feels better than looking down. Look, I'm looking down right now. I could do this all fucking day. That's easy. Woo, need some water. But if you're listening, thanks a lot. I want to add more value. One of my goals is to actually put out more content, not with the videos, because a lot of people don't really listen anyway, and that's okay. Because what I want to do secondary, which is my genius, find your genius, find a starting place and see if you can grow on it. But I put out so much content, I don't care if people listen, because now I can just take everything that I recorded and put it into book form. I at least know how to do that, So, thanks a lot.